We're switching up how I film today. I just wanted to be comfy. Hello, my angels, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carissa Love. If you've never seen me before, I do all types of content on this channel, including but not limited to tarot card readings, magical videos, vlogs, poetry, and so much more. If any of that sounds interesting to you, maybe stick around, hit subscribe if you want. Today's video is a full moon reflections. Today is October 17th of 2024, and tonight is the full supermoon in Aries. And I took some notes in my book of shadows here. This was gifted to me by a subscriber. Isn't it so pretty? I finally filled my other book of shadows. It only took me, I don't know, like 2 years. Because I have a nasty habit of forgetting to record the spells I'm doing, but I'm trying to get back on track with it. So I started my second volume. If you don't know, a book of shadows is basically a journal for witches to keep track of all of the spells they do, moon phases, information obtained, literally anything and anything you want. But I took some notes on the energy of this full moon, and I kind of just want to have a sit-down discussion with you guys on the energy I've been feeling this autumn, the energy I've been feeling from this full moon in Aries, supermoon. Actually, I read this article that said this moon is going to be the largest and brightest of the whole year. So let's hope my future after this is large and bright. The autumn has been super strange for me in a lot of ways. I don't quite feel like myself. I feel like an echo of myself, or a dull version of myself. I heard somebody describe this whole month, or the leading up to this supermoon, as being in a pressure cooker. I forget who said that. I think it was somebody on TikTok or something, but I could not agree more. It feels like the energy is pushing and pushing and pushing us as a collective forward, and me specifically forward. I definitely feel that, but I also feel like it's like the energy of a volcano about to burst, and Aries is a fire sign, so that would make a lot of sense. Also, Aries is the first zodiac in the wheel, so it is the youngest of the zodiac, and we'll get into the energy of Aries and how it's been making me feel this month, and specifically with this moon, what I'm releasing, what I'm learning. And yeah, I just want to chat about my little full moon reflections with you guys. I don't really make videos like this often, but you guys always request me talking about full moon rituals and things like that. And if I had any type of full moon ritual, the only thing I do, well, I do this every day. I journal every single day. And for every full moon and new moon, I usually make a fresh batch of moon water. So I'm gonna do that today while I journal about my feelings. What is a witch without her black cat? Bubby, what are you doing? Putting your butt in the camera. How can I describe what I've been feeling? Well, I discussed this in previous videos as of lately, but I've been feeling super introspective, not at all by choice. I feel like my life has been at somewhat of a standstill. Like everything has slowed down, and I'm waiting for something to erupt. I'm waiting for a change. I'm waiting for this big defining moment. And I feel like after this full moon, maybe that will come, maybe it won't. Maybe the defining moment is within me. Maybe you choose the defining moments in your life. And I've talked about this before. It's like you should be the change you want to see. Aries is action oriented. It is bold. It is impulsive. It is emotional. And I personally have an Aries moon, if you do not know, and my moon is also placed in the, I believe, the 12th house. And I also have Saturn and Aries in the 2nd house. I know. Isn't that an awful placement? Not my favorite placement, but we are also currently in Libra season. And for me, Libra season highlights two things that kind of coincide with one another: balance and relationships, how you show up in relationships, reflecting on your relationships and how they can be more balanced. Are they currently balanced? Are you giving too much of yourself? Are you not giving enough? You know, etc., etc. That's kind of the energy of this month and this moon. I feel like I'm in this energy of anticipating a curveball, and I've actually been thrown quite a few curveballs this past month, but none quite so big to change everything. And maybe my desperation for change is what's making me want a curveball. In a sense, I want something to shake me up and shake me out of this standstill I'm currently in. But standstills are important as well. Being introspective sometimes is your only choice. And currently my reality feels, it's like I'm at the bottom of this hole, right? And I'm looking above and I'm watching all of the clouds go by and all of their glory. And I so desperately want to join them. But I'm stuck deep down into the earth. And some phases of life you're in the clouds, and some phases of life you're 6 feet under. And currently I am 6 feet under. As of lately, I've been very much in a hermit mode, partly because I feel called to spend more time with myself and to accept that part of myself, right? Like, speaking of Libra season and relationships, my relationship with myself and that balance and how much I give to others, right? And how much I give to myself, is that imbalance? And I've noticed this trait that I have of making sure everyone around me is good before I am, making sure everyone around me, their cup is filled, right, before mine. Like, I am an afterthought to myself, right? So why would I expect anybody else to put me in the forefront of their mind when I'm not even in the forefront of my mind? How could I be upset that I'm an afterthought to others when I'm an afterthought to myself? And maybe that's what's kept me in the ground. I think Spirit is wanting me to really dig deep, go underneath the surface of my spirit, of my being, and look at it for what it is and accept myself for who I am. The truth is, I am such a sensitive being, and especially around full moons like this, the emotions are turned up to 11, especially a supermoon in Aries, and that's already my moon placement. I've been very emotional, perhaps a bit hot-headed, but I've been hot-headed towards myself, angry at myself, and that's where I turn a lot of my negative energies towards me, and then all the good that I have, all the love and the light, I turn out to everybody else. And really, I, like, for God's sake, like, absolutely need to balance that out, or I'm going to lose my mind. What am I looking for in any prospective new relationships? And how do I want to function moving forward? And I think the part of myself that I really need to accept is that I am so sensitive. Instead of trying to change that and be something else, to be, you know, hard on the exterior and social. Maybe I'm not the most social person. Maybe I require more alone time. And I've been like that since I was a young girl. I've always just been very happy by myself. I've always been very happy spending time with myself, and I require time to daydream. I require time to be in my own little world. And I feel like if I don't get that time, I don't show up for others. I'm not able to show up for others in the way that I should. And I'm not able to emotionally regulate in the way that I should. And realizing that sometimes, you know, you're not always able to join the clouds. You're not always able to have a win. Sometimes you have to lose in order to enjoy those wins. And I feel like I'm in a bit of a losing season, and I'm making the most of it, and I'm okay with it. With every losing season comes a winning season thereafter. And, you know, life is all about ups and downs. And I forget where I heard this said too, but the ups and downs are a pulse. They're a lifeline to show that you're alive. And I'm very much alive in all the worst and best ways. Some questions that I wrote down for this supermoon. What can I take action on for myself and within myself? How have I been treating myself emotionally? How have I been viewing these emotions? Am I able to boldly be my own champion? You know, the Aries in the zodiac is very much, it's bold, it's daring, and it's warrior-like, right? And one of the number one things I've learned in this life is no one is going to save you but you. And I think with this supermoon, I really want to step into this energy moving forward of being my own champion, of being my own warrior, of being my own savior, realizing the balance between losing and winning, the balance between the ground and the sky, and settling somewhere in between and being okay with it, and maybe not living my life in such extremity. And with being my own champion, you know, that sometimes means fighting myself. I can be my own worst enemy, and the boundaries I need to set up for others and, you know, my exterior relationships, of course, are necessary, but what boundaries do I need to set for myself? And am I able to stick to those boundaries and be the knight in shining armor for my own good? Something else I wrote down is that Aries is action oriented. What have I been wanting to take action on that I haven't yet, right? What is holding me back? What is blocking me from taking inspired action? And I think for me, it's self-criticism. It's expecting myself to always be my best, to always put my best foot forward, to always be winning, to always be on top of my demons, to hush my demons instead of embracing them. Something I want to take action on personally is setting better boundaries with myself and my habits, making time for things that fill my cup, slowing down, regulating big emotions because I am so sensitive, and realizing that that is my greatest gift instead of a curse, you know, shifting that perspective on my sensitivity because it makes me so creative and imaginative and empathetic, but it can also disable me. Some days it really can. My emotions just get so loud that I can't see clearly my future or myself or my life, and I could get very much caught up in that. And those big emotions, those big emotional times, can I wield them for good? What can I channel that into moving forward? You know, I think I want to release anything blocking me from a healthy coping mechanism, anything blocking me from taking inspired action, anything blocking me from hindering my path towards overall alignment and love for myself. Do I even like myself? And what do I want? You know, what do I want? What do I want? What do you want? Maybe I want a softer life. Maybe I want more time to myself. Maybe I want quiet so that I'm able to regulate my sensitivity in those big emotions, right? Especially my moon being in Aries, I feel like that time to go within during this full moon is like what the whole point has been. I feel like the point of this autumn has been introspection for me personally. I would really love to hear how this full moon is reacting in your own astrological placements in your own life. Is there any insights or you know, downloads you've received during this supermoon? Do leave it in the comments below. So I wrote down some affirmations for this full moon based on everything I just talked about, and that was kind of all over the place, but I kind of just word vomited just anything that came to mind whenever I was journaling about this supermoon, and I encourage you to do the same. I know at the time of you watching this, the moon has already passed, but you can apply this to the next full moon if you'd like. So these are my affirmations for this supermoon. I allow myself and all of my feelings to take up the space I demand. I shall not make myself small, and I love myself in every state I show up in. I have a healthy habit of checking in with myself daily, making sure I am well, and if I am able, I show up for my loved ones with a full cup, overflowing and begging to be shared. I remove all blockages in my path towards inspired action. I know my hobbies and passions are absolutely worth my time, and I release all shame around my time shared. This is my life, it is my soul, and I am the captain in my journey. I show up for myself fiercely and passionately and set boundaries that protect my energy. I shall be the champion I have been seeking in others for myself. I shall be both the warrior in my odyssey and the wave in the ocean pulling the ship forward. I take action from a balanced place. I welcome any and all change for my greater good, and I release that which does not serve. I lift myself up. If you enjoy those affirmations, please do feel free to write them down. I will find my way back to the clouds, and I will find my way out of this hole, and, you know, instead of clawing at the dirt walls, maybe just making a bed there for a moment and embracing the shadow, stepping into the shadow, wielding the shadow for your for your art. You know, at least for me, that's how I channel negative emotions. I write it all down. I write and I, you know, talk to you, talk to my camera. Sirius, come here. Come here, puppy. Say hi to the audience. Look. You're so cute. You love mommy? Do you want to lay down? You want to lay down with us? Here, lay down. Lay down. Cats don't listen, in case you didn't know. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little introspective full moon reflections and affirmations. Sorry if it was a bit all over the place. This is the real me. I have no real track to follow when it comes to my ramblings. I kind of am just all over the place and I word vomit everything. I love you so much. So much. And I will see you the next time. Bye!